In today's video, you're gonna learn the one thing that is crucial to set yourself apart in this super competitive multiple offer type situation. If you're like most folks in this market, you're trying to get a house, you might be looking at 5, 10, 15 houses, and every single one of those houses that you're looking at, if it's anywhere in the $150,000 to $300,000 range, you're probably gonna have 10, 20, 30 other people that want to offer on that house too. So we're going to go over some simple things that I found work for my clients and clients that do what I tell them and do this one thing that I'm about to show you. The likelihood of them winning and going under contract increases. Now, it's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. We're dealing with the human element here. But in this video, this one thing, if we do this step, and it takes a little bit of time, it takes extra work because it's team effort here. You're going to have to do a few things as well for me. But if you do these things the right way, it's going to make the likelihood of the seller, the listing agent saying, this is an awesome offer, it's strong, we want to go with it. So let's go over that now. All right, so in this market right now, the problem is you're probably looking at a bunch of different houses, right? And you might be saving them in your queue and messaging the agent that you're working with, hey, I want to go see these houses. If you go out, you put an offer in, now there's a ton of other people that want to offer on that same house too. So how do you even get your offer accepted? A lot of times now we're seeing appraisal waivers being very common, where for instance, if you offer, you have a $200,000 house and it comes in at, you want to offer $200,000 on the house, a lot of times people will offer over that. If there's other people that want that same house too, they're willing to either do what's called an appraisal waiver, where let's just say that the appraisal comes in a little bit lower than what you offered, you're still on the line to cover that difference. So a lender they're only going to lend up to what that home is worth. So let's just say you come in strong at $200,000, but the appraisal comes in low at like 190 or 185, right? If you sign an appraisal waiver, a lot of times the appraisal waiver is what it is going to take in this market in order for you to go under contract. So understand, you may have to come out of pocket more money, but the thing that is going to set the offer apart more than anything, more than an appraisal waiver or anything like that, is being fully underwritten up front. Now, a lot of lenders, a lot of banks, they're going to do what's called a pre-qualification, right? A lot of people throw those words around, pre-qualification, pre-approval, and they, under the assumption that they think the same, that they're the same thing, but they're not. A pre-qualification means banker lenders checked your credit. Maybe you've sent them a pay stub, somebody's looked at it, maybe not. Maybe you just told them, you put in the application, this is how much money I get a month. And they're like, all right, they're just gonna run with that. But the problem is you've not really gone through underwriting yet. And an underwriter's job is to make sure that your scenario fits all the parameters. So when you go in, you're offering on a house and you have a bunch of other people offering and doing the same things, and most of those people are just going to be pre-qualified, not pre-approved. If you could set yourself apart and make your offer as strong as possible, the likelihood of you getting selected by the seller, the listing agent, goes a lot higher. So one thing that me and my team do is we get all the main documents that we need up front. So W-2s, pay stubs, tax returns if we need them, depending on the loan program. We get bank statements. If we're borrowing money from a 401k, we get the 401k statements. Any kind of documentation that we need for your specific situation, we get all that, we send it into underwriting. Now this process can take an extra week or two because we go through the full underwriting. We're making sure that everything is going to fit so that an investor is going to insure your loan. They're going to buy your loan and the government's going to insure it so that you get the money for your mortgage. So this part takes time, but now if we've gone through that process up front, now think, 10, 20, 30 other people that they may not be going through this process. They might just rush into it, or maybe they're just like, I'm pre-qualified, I'm good. But if we go through this and we're intentional, we take all the steps to get all that information up front, to get it fully through, now you're a much stronger offer. To be honest, like you look better on paper versus 5 or 10 other people that might just be pre-qualified, because then me and my team will call the listing agent, or if you're working with another lender, ask them to do a full underwrite up front. Ask them to do a TBD underwrite, because this is going to eliminate a lot of the uncertainty. And so then, your loan officer can call and say, hey, I've talked with Mr. So-and-so or Ms. So-and-so. I've ran their numbers. We've gone through underwriting, right? So the likelihood of this deal not coming to the table for the seller is a lot less likely than somebody who's not gone through that process. We've eliminated as many, obstacles. We've got everything that we need, and now we're able to write an even more attractive offer for you. So it's a lot better, and you look a lot better. You're a lot more competitive. And in most cases, for most loans, conventional FHA loans, we're able to actually even close faster as well. So the seller, that means they get their money faster. That means it's way more attractive. So that one thing, being intentional, getting everything up front, going through the full underwriting process up front while you look at the houses. I know it takes a little bit extra work. You're gonna have to get your documents together. You're gonna have to do all that, but it is worth it. And I found that the clients that we do that for, right, have to ultimately, in the long run, they end up not having to get frustrated because they put an offer in and they lose, and then they lose, and they lose again. Makes it easier for us to actually get you under contract. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I read every single comment. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you on the next video. If you like this content and you want to know more information, you want to see a little more behind the scenes about what it is like being a mortgage advisor and in the music industry, follow my Instagram at Dylan J. Bartram. We'd love to see you. We'd love to see this kind of a sneak peek behind my life. I do stories. We'd love to see you be part of the journey.